How's it going, everybody? Coming at you once again. Gonna have to apologize in advance for a little bit of my sniffles. Seem to have come down with a head cold. I don't know if you guys can actually tell in my voice or not. But it is Monday. Once again, I bring you guys the High Times Legislative Roundup. Packing my little bowl here so I can get ready. Take my hit and let's go over the news. So every Monday, High Times Magazine on their website has their news articles come up, and they have the legislative roundup. Yeah, you quiet and lay down. This is my Milo. I don't know where he's trying to take off to, but oh well. I guess he doesn't like the news. So, on the legislative roundup this week, coming from High Times Magazine, uh, lots of great things that are just being passed throughout the nation. In Florida, the Supreme Court in Florida has canceled a hearing for opposing forces that are against marijuana legalization. Basically, it's due to the lack of opposing forces. They last year, 2014, they had about 3 or 4 different groups actually come together against marijuana legalization. This time around, it's not happening. There is no opposing force. So they're literally pushing, going to end up going through legislator and all that stuff. After it actually passes, United for Care is going to need about 346,000 signatures in order to get onto the 2016 ballot. So Florida's looking to legalize from what it seems. Also in Florida, they're passing a bill for terminally ill patients. You guys will be able to smoke marijuana, but you have to prove that you have about a year to live. So if you have proof that you have 1 year to live, you can smoke marijuana in Florida. But you have to be terminally ill with at least with 1 year at most to live. Kind of sucks. Well, you're gonna die. Go ahead and smoke out. New Jersey, the legislator has gathered last week to discuss a full recreational marijuana market. This is great for New Jersey. Unfortunately, the governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie, has made several comments against the fact that he will not allow a recreational market in his state. And he also has made it very clear that if he becomes president, he will completely turn our tables of the medical marijuana market, recreational market, and completely crush it. Turn it back to the ways that it was. So, even though they're gathering to talk about it, they highly doubt it's actually going to go anywhere. You're looking at Chris Christie probably just going to veto it anyways. In Pennsylvania has actually been working, the legislation in Pennsylvania has been working with NORML to decriminalize marijuana in Pittsburgh. Also, a medical marijuana proposal is set to go before the House, but conflicting interest in the House might restrict the measure more than it already is if it is passed. So, as of right now in Pittsburgh, they're working on ways to decriminalize marijuana, giving you guys a small fine if caught smoking. Uh, then also they're trying to work on a medical marijuana proposal to allow more people in Pennsylvania to use marijuana medically. Unfortunately, like I said, the conflicting interest in the House will kind of take the restrictions proposed by the bill and restrict them even more. So you're looking at, well, you can use this much to you can only use this much, or you can grow this much to you can only grow this much, or yeah, so forth and so on. The proposal could say something along the lines of herbal medication is allowed to be used. You can smoke it. With the conflicting interests in the House, they could just turn around and make it where it's oil only. That seems to be the popular theme, the CBD oil only. As Dr. Sanjay would say, you can't take a medicine out of one particular medicine out of a plant. You need the whole plant. So moving on to Arkansas, Attorney General Leslie Rutledge rejects another proposal to legalize a medical marijuana program. The last time was due to grammar and spelling. This time, why? I mean, you rejected it last time. We understand. I mean, you can't have grammar and spelling errors in something that can be going to the books or can be taken advantage of by criminals saying, well, this is what it says here and I don't quite understand it, so I thought I was doing okay. Okay, so these things do have to be strictly worded and, you know, actually properly spelled. Of course, for all we know, they're probably tripping because normal was spelt wrong. The actual normal is actually a group. It's all in capital letters, Norml. They probably are just complaining about that. It's spelt wrong. You don't spell normal that way. Moving on to Utah, a couple measures to be discussed in Utah. The first measure is by Senator Mark Madsen, who wants a full access to herbal medication to those suffering from anything from chronic pain to PTSD. So Senator Mark Madsen is actually looking for full herbal. That's this to smoke it. Okay, they're looking for a full herbal medical market, while Representative Brad Daw, and Senator Evans Vicker wants a select number of patients to be provided with a low-level THC cannabis oil. Once again, we're going back to that CBD oil, that CBD only oil. It's been proven to work for a lot of certain things, but is not covering the full bases that smoking can cover, or that the THC combined can cover. They're starting to find out that cannabinoids mixing together in your body from the smoking herb of this has actually proven to completely do different things than just using one cannabinoid by itself. Now, granted, both of these measures that are going to be discussed will not meet Utah legislator until they come back in 2016. So they're done for the year. So it'll be discussed later. So 2016 comes around, they'll sit down, they'll look it over, discuss what would be better for Utah, and then go forth. Hopefully they're looking more into the Senator Mark Madsen, because honestly, his isn't as restrictive as the other one. Moving on to Alaska. Alaska has a bill to allow marijuana use at some shops passed with a 3-2 vote. Unfortunately, these shops that have been allowed to these shops have been allowed to allow you to smoke marijuana in their shops. So you can go buy it, then sit around and smoke it. Unfortunately, there have been no licenses given out, or shops able to sell marijuana at all anywhere. So therefore, there are no shops that you can go and smoke at. They are accepting business applications in February for some of these licenses to start going out. So coming next year, Alaska could actually be looking at the first actual marijuana bar. Who knows? That's actually one of my dreams, is to own a marijuana bar where people can come and play pool, maybe rent a video game and play a video game, and whatever, and just smoke some herb. That'll be great. I actually saved the federal side for last because I actually had to go look up the whole different story for the federal side. There was no actual federal side on the High Times legislative roundup. But on the federal side, there are several committees that are calling out the Obama administration to fire the DEA chief, Chuck Rosenberg, after he called medical marijuana a joke. Well, this is true. I mean, we had one earlier this year. We had our DEA chief who could not specifically say whether or not medical marijuana is different from heroin. She couldn't. She just medical marijuana is a drug. I don't know if it's different from heroin. Heroin is a drug. Marijuana is a drug. Therefore, they're drugs. Basically, was her point of view. In the end, she got canned. She got fired because she didn't even know. She didn't even know what the heck a drug was. Honestly, if you're going to be the head of the drug enforcement administration, at least know what drugs are. I'm sorry, but it seems that our DEA chiefs are getting up there into these positions by vote or however they get up in there, and they don't even really know what drugs are to begin with. We need to sit down with these people and educate them. How can we say that these people are properly educating us or properly enforcing drug administration if they don't even know what a drug is? I'd probably show them a little bit. You could probably show them some heroin and they'll go, "Is that cocaine?" They look very different. Trust me. But in the end, they're calling for the next DEA to be sacked because he's calling medical marijuana a complete joke. I agree. If you're going to sit around and badmouth something, that would be like me going to work one day for McDonald's and sit there and tell everybody how terrible McDonald's is for you, that nobody here should be eating McDonald's because of blah, 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 blah. Chances are I'm not going to be working at McDonald's much longer, let alone become manager of McDonald's because of how bad I swear their food is. I mean, you think they're going to make me manager when I'm telling everybody they shouldn't be eating here? Go eat better food. Cook at home. It's healthier than McDonald's. Heck, Chinese food is healthier than McDonald's. So, I don't think they're going to make me manager of McDonald's anytime soon. And I don't think we need a head of our DEA to sit around and badmouth a medical response that we have decided to go forth with. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean it's not good for us. Same thing goes with pain. Just because I say I'm in pain, but you're not in pain, doesn't mean I'm not feeling my pain. Just because you don't feel it, doesn't mean I'm not in pain. Unfortunately, that's the way some people think. I don't need marijuana, so you don't need it. I don't drink alcohol, so you shouldn't drink alcohol. I'm not in pain, so you're not in pain. I'm not sick, you're not sick. It's the way of the world. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for the day. I hope I brought you guys some great information. Enjoyed a lot of it. So remember, as I tell you guys all the time, educate before you medicate. Y'all have a peaceful, positive, and productive day. Coming at you.